NFL draft nerds, welcome in a special Sunday edition of the show. Today we have standouts from NFL Combine Saturday. We had running backs, wide receivers, cornerbacks, and safeties. A lot of really impressive workouts. So I'm fired up to get into it. The reason I didn't put risers is because I honestly think that's a little bit of a misnomer, and I almost titled the video that just because that's what people want to see, like for the algorithm, right? But it's titled standouts because these are guys that stood out, and that doesn't mean that they're going to be rising up my board or rising up boards, but they are prospects who either showed what they did on tape in the workouts and the testing, or prospects that did surprise me a little bit. And when guys surprise you in a positive way or negative way, but we're focusing on the positive here, it forces you to ask yourself, like, what did you miss on tape? And if you go back and watch and you still don't see the explosiveness or the speed or whatever it may be on tape that they show in their testing, then that's something you have to foil and decide kind of where you're going to stand. And usually you need to fall back on the tape more often than not. So that's just my kind of preface here. And without further ado, we're going to get in and start with the running backs and wide receivers, then cornerback and safety. A lot of really impressive athletes out there at all these positions. There's no question about it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, it is all draft all the time. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below who you are fired up to see perform at an extremely high level on Saturday. So starting off with the running backs, we're going to talk about 3 different running backs. I talked about this last week. Bashal Tutin out of Virginia Tech. The fact that he is a 206-pound runner, really can play around 210 at 5'9", a short king that has some mass on his frame, has some strength to him. He looks like he has jetpacks strapped to his shoes. He looks like he's moving at 1.25 speed. At 206, he ran a 4.32 40-yard dash with a 1.49-10 split, 40.5-inch vert, 10-10 broad. I mean, the guy, he's a special runner and a special athlete. And the only thing you have to be cognizant of really with drafting him is he has a big fumble history. 5 fumbles this past year, 4 fumbles the year before that. So he fumbles the ball too much. There's no question about that. Now, that's 4 fumbles on 183 attempts at Virginia Tech this year. 5 fumbles on 175 attempts the year before. But the guy is electric. And, before he transferred to Virginia Tech, North Carolina A&T, he didn't have any fumbles. So I tend to lean into the idea that you can fix the fumbling issue with coaching. I really think you can, especially with a guy like this. It's not like he's 180 pounds and he just can't hold up physically. I think you can work on that. You can coach that. What you cannot coach is the way he moves with the football in his hand. It is special. So, Bashal Tutin, congratulations for having a fantastic day for yourself there. A lot of guys really impressive. I mean, Jaden Blue, 4.38 40-yard dash, also has the fumbling issue. Rashard Smith, 4.39. Neither of those are surprising, but very good. RJ Harvey, 4.4. The next one, though, really blew me away. And I'm a Gator fan. I watch Florida football. I've never been super high on Montrell Johnson simply from an explosiveness and speed standpoint. But he showed it. And I went back and I looked and I'm like, there are a lot of plays where he just does not get caught from behind. I think the Florida offense may be just a little ugly to watch sometimes. Obviously, we got our guy at quarterback, so we're excited now for the future. But maybe Montrell Johnson is someone who can be a starting running back in the NFL. Running a 4.41 40-yard dash, 1.55 10 split, 35.5-inch vert, 10.3 broad. He's really strong, 4.29 shuttle. He has vision and patience with the ball in his hands, a tough runner. I have to reevaluate my thoughts on Montrell Johnson. I'm not one of these guys that just goes out there and, oh, they're Gator. That's my guy, right? That's not how I usually view prospects. I'm not a helmet scout. But Montrell Johnson blew me away. Really impressive for him. So yeah, that's somebody I'm gonna have to think about a little bit more, certainly. And I'm not surprised at all that Trevor Etienne, another former Gator, ran a 4.42 and looked explosive and all that good stuff. Not surprised about Travion Henderson running a 4.43, any of that. And I'm not surprised about DJ Giddens either, who is 6 foot 212, running a 4.43 with a 1.5310 split. That's really good time for him with a 39.5 inch vert, 10.10 broad, 4.33 shuttle. That's all really good for him. But I had heard, listening to other evaluators around the NFL draft media, I had heard some people like not talk about him as like a super explosive athlete. I think the way he moves at his size, it reminds me a little bit of Brees Hall. And so I think he's going to be an electric starting back at the next level. I think he's got vision and patience. I think he's tough. I think he's electric with the ball in his hands. So DJ Giddens, good for you, brother. Love it. And Omarion Hampton running a 4.46 at over 220, absolute freight train. Quinshaw Junkett's a freight train as well. 4.48 40-yard dash, good for him. So those are some running backs. Looking at some wide receivers that I was fired up about. Obviously, Matthew Golden running a 4.29 is incredible for him. I thought he would be high 4.3s, low 4.4s. He has the juice. I thought he had the juice on tape, but he's got even more than I expected. I think part of that is because he's not always having to run at a full sprint. A lot of times I think he tempos his routes really well. He gets in and out of his breaks at a high level. He has the throttle control on that speed, so you don't have to see him hitting full speed all the time, which is even more impressive. Matthew Golden at 5'11", 191, certainly not a big receiver, but also not tiny. 4.29 40-yard dash, 1.49 10 split. He's got great ball tracking, can create instant separation, can adjust to the ball in the air, and kind of come down with some acrobatic grabs. So, yeah, he's not getting out of the first round. Another Gator, which I've been a fan of his more than I was Montrell Johnson, certainly. I think that Chimera Dike has the ability to be a really explosive vertical threat in the NFL. 6'1", 196 pounds, 32 and an eighths arms. He's got the length you're looking for, the size profile you're looking for. 4.34 40-yard dash, 1.5 110 split, 38.5 inch vert, 10.8 broad, 6.8 3 cone, 4.27 20-yard shuttle. DK is a hell of an athlete, and I think he's got some natural ability to be a downfield vertical strike passing offense, big time separator that can be a big play waiting to happen for you. So definitely somebody who I think has helped himself throughout the draft process. I thought he showed well overall at the Senior Bowl, showed really well here as well. Luther Burden, kudos to you, my friend. I love Luther Burden's game. He's my wide receiver one. He, at 206, came in with a 4.4, where is it? 4.41 40-yard dash. Had a great day overall. Looked really good in the gauntlet, which is one of my favorite drills. 6 feet, 206 pounds. He's 31 and a quarter arms. Everybody's talking about his hands. Dude, go watch the tape. Go watch the gauntlet. His hands at 8.5 inches. I could not care less that he has small hands. The dude is a baller. He doesn't drop the football, and he's good in contested catch situations. He's good. His hands are the least of his question marks. He's an explosive athlete, 4.41 40-yard dash, 1.54 10 split. This guy, sign me up all day. I think he's going to be a stud at the NFL level. And there's so many receivers I want to talk about, but we're not going to like break them down all. I thought Kyle Williams running a 4.4 had a great day for himself. Torrey Horton out of Colorado State, I'm a big fan of. 4.41 40-yard dash. He's got some length. I love his game. Jalen Royals kind of in the Luther Burden mold, running a 4.42 at about 205 pounds. Alec Manor, I thought, had himself a really nice day as well with the testing. So, yeah. And Jaden Higgins, 4.47, and his teammate, Jalen Knoll, 4.39. These two guys really helped themselves out. And I'm looking at, some team that needs wide receivers, and I talked about it on Duval Daily this morning. If you need a slot receiver and an outside receiver, just go get both of these guys on day two. If you have 2 second-round picks and you need receiver, go get Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll. Jaden Higgins at 6'4" and 214 pounds which he plays, I think, slightly bigger. With 33 and 8 arms, 4.47, 1.53, 10 split, 39-inch vert, 10.8 broad. He's a real damn good athlete at the wide receiver position with great size, and he separates well. Another guy who doesn't drop anything, who's really good in contested catch situations. I think he can be your X receiver. Certainly you can move him around the formation as well and find success with him. And then I think Jalen Knoll, he's smaller, obviously. 5'10", 194 pounds, less than 30-inch arms, but somebody who I think can be a slot and a move Z. 4.39 40-yard dash, 1.51 10 split, 41.5-inch vert, 11.2 broad, 3-cone drill, 6.82, 20-yard shuttle, 4.17, and the bench press, 23 reps. He is strong. He is fast. He is physical. He's got great hands too. Doesn't drop many footballs, and he can go up and get it in contested catch situations, partially because of that explosiveness you're seeing in the testing and the focus he has with his hands. So go get both of these guys. Keep them on the same team. That would be absolutely awesome to see. Now, switching sides of the football. Again, if you enjoy the content, all draft all the time, please like and subscribe. So, cornerback, Maxwell Hairston, another one. I kind of thought like Matthew Golden, probably like mid to high 4.3s, maybe 4.4 flat, 4.28 40-yard dash, fastest player at the combine. Unless we have an offensive lineman beating him out there today, which I don't think that's going to happen, right? 4.28 40-yard dash, 1.5 flat, 10 split, 39.5-inch vert, 10.9 broad. Now, I've seen some people talk about how light Maxwell Hairston is. He's 5'11", 183 pounds, does have 31-inch arms, so I think he can absolutely play outside. I don't care how much he weighs, dude. Like, he plays like a dog. He's physical in coverage and coming downhill against the run. He's a first-round pick all day. Love Maxwell Harris down at Kentucky. Darian Porter, to me, he's a second-round pick. And the only reason he's a second-round pick, he's a little older, right? And he's not super experienced. But at 6'3", 195 pounds with over 33-inch arms, 4.3 flat, 40-yard dash, 1.49 10 split, vertical jump 36.5, broad jump 10.11, 3-cone 6.71, 20-yard shuttle 4.04. Jeez Louise, what a workout he had. Testing he had. Like, you look at that 3-cone, that's and not a lot of guys did the 3-cone. Which, it sucks, but it is what it is. But he had the best 3-cone and the best 20-yard shuttle and the second best 40 and the best 10-yard split. A really good overall vert as well. The second best broad jump. I mean, unbelievable workout for him. I just think this is a guy you got to take in the second round. I think his passer rating when targeted this year was like 6. And I know y'all probably all know, but if you just dirt the ball, I think your quarterback rating is like a 38. So, yeah, sign me all the way up. And this is another Iowa State kid. They're showing super well out there. So that's awesome. Jacob Parrish, another one who I love from Kansas State. Not the biggest dude. Not the biggest dude at all, but I think he's had himself a really good day running a 4.35 at 5'10". He does have 31-inch arms. So one of the thresholds a lot of teams have, evaluators have, 30 inches is kind of the threshold for you to be able to play outside for some teams. For you to be able to play outside corner or outside receiver, you need to have 30 inch. So 31 inches for a 5'10 cornerback is really good. And 191 pounds, he's got some strength and he plays like a dog. 4.35 40-yard dash, 1.51 10 split, 37.5-inch vert, 10.9 broad, 12 bench press reps. So to me, this guy, I like him a lot. I think he should be a day 2 pick. And, height be damned when it comes to Jacob Parrish. Jahdae Barron, somebody who's getting a lot of first-round buzz, and I think based on his workout and based on his tape, why not? I mean, you've seen him be able to play safety, nickel. This year he actually played outside corner. Just get him in your secondary, and he's going to improve your group in a big way. 5'11", 194, 29 and 5/8 arms, so that is something to keep in mind. Does not have typical length for an outside corner. 4.39 40-yard dash, 1.5 to 10 split, flat. That's flying. 35-inch vert, 10-3 broad. Like, the way he wins on tape to me isn't because of elite athleticism. It's more about like his understanding of the game and his fight out there. But the fact that he does have that speed and explosiveness, that's a really good thing for Jahdae Barron. I do think he's going to end up being a first-round pick in all likelihood. My final guy at corner is a guy who can also play a little safety as well. Upton Stout. 4.44 40-yard dash. You might not be blown away by that. But he's 5'8.5", short king, 181 pounds. Not the biggest dude. 30-inch arms, so, does hit that threshold. But 4.44 40-yard dash is great. It's good. It's not great. It's good. 151 10 split is very good. 37.5-inch vert is very good. 10.8 broad is very good. 4.29 20-yard shuttle, good. 21 bench press rep. Upton Stout is a dog. I think he's going to have a role in the NFL, whether he's a starter or a rotational safety / corner, starting nickel potentially. I love the way he plays. Western Kentucky Hilltopper there. So Upton Stout, love seeing you ball out there. Safety, final position group here. Nika Manwari, I mean, it was expected, right, that he was going to test out of this world. It was 6'3", 220, 32.5-inch arms, 4.38 40-yard dash at over 220 pounds, or 220. Plays a little bigger than 220, I think. But 4.38 and a 1.49 10 split, 43-inch vert, 11.6 broad, 20 bench press reps. The guy is built in a lab. Now, is he like... I think there's a little bit of stiffness at times. I think there's a little bit of, the lateral agility, quickness, change of direction, not always on point. But in my mind, the way he plays the game, the instincts that he has, both in the box and back, a good defensive coordinator should be able to figure out how to use Nika Manwari at a very high level, right? Utilize what his skill set does offer. And I think you're going to get yourself a great football player. So Nika Manwari, absolutely. Billy Bowman. This is an instinctive safety who can make a lot of plays on the ball. I'm impressed. 5'10", 192, doesn't have length, right? Whatever. 4.42 40-yard dash. I didn't think that he was necessarily going to run that fast. 4.42 is very good with a 10 split of 1.52, 35.5-inch vert, 10.3 broad, 17 bench press reps. I think Billy Bowman can be a starter, a good starter in the NFL as a free safety. So very good day for him. Another one who I think is a starting safety / nickel, Andrew Makuba out of Texas by way of Clemson. 5'11", 186, 30-inch arms, 4.45 40-yard dash, 1.53 10 split. Just a really, really good football player. And again, has the athleticism you're looking for at safety. So good day for Andrew Makuba, no doubt about it. And the final guy I want to touch on, Malachi Starks, did not have himself very good workouts, right? 4.50 in the 40, which, 4.5 at safety is not bad, right? 1.51 10 split is really good at safety. The 33-inch vert, not great. 3-cone drill and 20-yard shuttle, not very good. 6'1", 197, 31 5/8 arms. I love Malachi Starks' game, and I think the fluidity with which he moves in real football situations is special. I think it will prove to be special at the NFL level. I think he plays the game hard. I think he plays the game the right way. They played him a ton at nickel this year, and he's a safety. And I think you play him as a free safety, and you're going to have tremendous results at the next level. I honestly do. So that'll do it for Saturday winners, Saturday standouts, risers, whatever the hell you want to call it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.